And now, photographers, please grab that moment. And I will now ask Her Excellency, the Vice President of the Republic of Ghana, to give us the closing remarks or her keynote speech, which will also be used diplomatically as the closing remarks of the Africa Trade Summit. Your Excellency, your audience. Audience, please, another round of applause for the Vice President of the Republic of Ghana.
Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, what a lovely evening. Or you disagree with me? Please. Today we have celebrated individual and institutional excellence, a continental spirit, and a resolve to advance Africa's industrialization agenda at a faster pace. On behalf of the President of Ghana, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, I congratulate all award recipients. Your leadership, thank you. Your leadership, resilience, and imagination contribute tangibly to the Africa we are all determined to build. Across the continent, African enterprises are processing, manufacturing, building platforms, and creating globally competitive brands. Small and medium enterprises continue to support our economies, create jobs, and expand regional trade. This is a decisive moment in Africa's economic history. With the African Continental Free Trade Area now in force, our continent has created the largest free trade area in the world by number of participating countries, linking 1.3 billion people within a market of over $3 trillion. You don't think this is impressive? The promise is immense, but the work ahead remains substantial. Intra-trade, African trade has grown, but still accounts for a modest share of the total trade. This gap reminds us that integration is accomplished through agreements, which must then be implemented by infrastructure, institutions, and political will. Africa's earlier generations understood this truth. Leaders such as Dr. Kwame Nkrumah believed that political independence without economic independence was incomplete. Pan-African integration is therefore necessary for African economic sovereignty. Sovereignty means that Africa processes her resources, builds her infrastructure, and creates jobs for her people. It means that trade within Africa is easier than trade beyond it. Sovereignty calls for replacing fragmentation with scale and dependency with resilience. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we need to build the habits, incentives, and institutional discipline required to sustain our agreements and declarations over time. Continuity must be understood as an economic condition. Investors price it, businesses depend on it, workers plan their lives around it. Unpredictability implies risk, and risk raises costs, delays investment, and pushes opportunity elsewhere. Economies that grow steadily allow reforms to take root, measure outcomes honestly, and adjust course where necessary. Value creation, likewise, emerges when finance, skills, logistics, regulation, and market access align over time. Where even one of these elements is weak or inconsistent, value is affected. Africa's historical experience offers clear lessons, and industrialization in the light is a disciplined correction of misalignment undertaken patiently with coordination and with the understanding that results compound slowly before they become visible. Ladies and gentlemen, the same discipline applies to regional integration. This succeeds when behaviors adapt to our agreements, when border officials apply rules consistently, when regulators recognize one another's standards, and when transport corridors function as economic systems. Economic transformation, skills, and industrial capacity take years to build. Infrastructure yields returns over decades. These timelines are not constraints. They are the very conditions that make transformation durable. So, when decision-making is compressed into short cycles, as experience has shown, trade-offs risk becoming distorted. Maintenance may be postponed and the human capital underfunded. Projects are selected for speed rather than impact in systems under pressure. The result is growth that cannot absorb shocks and systems that falter under pressure. Extending our time horizon is therefore sound risk management. When our vision is assessed in the future, it will be judged by whether infrastructure projects were completed within a reasonable time and cost, whether firms scaled or remained competitive, whether trade was cost-effective, faster and predictable, and whether institutions retained trust. The momentum we have seen across the continent reflects effort, coordination, and leadership. To sustain that momentum, we must continue to invest deliberately in some interconnected areas, including the following. First, intra-African trade. Second, an industrial policy that supports priority sectors, builds skills, and embraces sustainable production. Third, infrastructure and connectivity. Fourth, innovation and technology. And finally, institutional capacity and governance, without which no reform can endure. These are practical priorities. Ghana is committed to playing her part in this continental transformation, and I trust the rest of us will do the same. Our 24-hour economy initiative is designed to unlock productivity by aligning infrastructure, financing, and institutional coordination, ensuring that economic activity is no longer constrained by inefficiency or lost time. Complementing this is the government's transformational infrastructure development program, which provides the backbone for trade and industrialization and aligns national development with ECOWAS's regional goals and the African Union's continental objectives. Every road, port, energy project, and digital investment in Ghana strengthens our economy and the wider African trading system. This transformation cannot succeed without Africa's youth, who are our innovators, entrepreneurs, and problem solvers. And guess what? Africa's women are also central actors to commerce. I think you want me to repeat that, so I'll repeat it. Africa's women are also central actors in commerce, industry, leadership, and more. The SMEs remain essential to our economies. Inclusive growth is therefore more resilient and sustainable. Our future industrial champions are already here. Our responsibility is to remove barriers and expand opportunity. Ladies and gentlemen, as we bring this summit to a close, we bear in mind that Africa's transformation is not a distant ambition. Our future is being built by governments, businesses, institutions, and citizens acting with purpose. Let us all recommit to this work ahead with clarity, with courage, and with unity. Congratulations once more to the award winners. I want to thank you for your kind attention. Enjoy what is left of Accra, travel safely, and greet all our relatives. Thank you very much.